Starfield keeps on surprising us with newly discovered secrets and game mechanics that nobody knew about before, and today I've collected all of those together to give you this ultimate spoiler-free list of all of those hidden features and handy little tricks that you probably didn't know. I guarantee you there will be something in this list that you didn't know already. Do you want to know the easiest way to steal any item you want, how to turn your companion into the ultimate killing machine, or how you can fast travel onto land whilst encumbered? Stay tuned and I'm going to cover all of that and much more. I put a full chapter listing down below as always, so feel free to skip through to the parts of the video that interest you the most. Number 1. If you have red marked stolen items, you can make them legitimate by going to a vendor who will buy them, such as the Trade Authority, then sell them those stolen items, and without closing the shop window, go to the buy tab, scroll down to the buyback option right at the bottom and buy all of your items back for the price you sold them. All of these stolen goods will now have the red stolen mark removed, meaning that if you get arrested, they won't be taken off you and they could now be sold to any vendor. Number 2. If you find yellow marked contraband around in the game, this will get taken off you if you get scanned by a colonized planet. The easiest way you can sell these high value goods is to the Trade Authority vendor found at the DIDN space station. This is located in the Wolf system, which can be found just up and to the right of Alpha Centauri on the Starmap. Go forward and to the left in the space station and you'll find this Trade Authority vendor who will buy these off you. Number 3. If you wear 2 different items with the Chameleon trait on them, then you can steal things while stationary from literally right in front of people's faces. It's not a particularly uncommon trait to have on some equipment, so you'll probably find some of this fairly early on in the game. Just make sure you have 2 pieces of gear with Chameleon equipped, such as a spacesuit and a pack. Crouch down and you'll turn invisible. Then as long as you don't move your feet, you can steal things, stand up, walk away, and they won't have a clue. Number 4. You can pick items up and manipulate them by holding down A on a controller or E on PC. Once you've picked the item up, you can let go of that button again, and you can then rotate it by using the right and left mouse buttons on PC or the left and right triggers on console. You can change the angle of rotation by using the shift key or clicking in the left stick, drop it again by pressing the same button used to pick it up, or even throw it by pressing R on PC or X on controller. You can also throw it much further away if you hold that button down. You can use this for decorating your houses or your ships, or even for throwing explosives towards enemies so you can shoot them and make them explode. Keep in mind that items that are marked as stealable with the red mark will count as stealing them if you pick them up like this. Numbers 5 and 6. Remember that you can equip guns and armor to your companions, but you need to go into their inventory and manually equip these items to make sure they are using the thing that you want them to. The great trick here though is that your companion doesn't use up ammo, so they only need 1 piece of ammo for their gun and they will get infinite ammo. This is really handy if you give them a big powerful gun with expensive rare ammo, as they will just keep firing away forever. You can even do this with grenades and they will have infinite grenades as well. Number 7. When you're using Digipicks, the game will leave the patterns in the place you left them, even if you move on to another pattern without committing to the previous one, meaning that you can go through all of the different combinations on the right for that layer, line them up ready before you actually select anything and commit to a mistake. Number 8. If you find yourself with a new ship and you want to get rid of one of the internal rooms and replace it with something more useful with workbenches or beds or just something that looks nice, you can go into the ship builder, select the hab that you want, and then just scroll through the different variants available for it and snap that into place without having to make loads of tweaks to your ship to get it all working. Number 9. When you are in the ship builder, you can move the height of the item you are trying to place up and down by using the D-pad on controller or R and F on PC. It shows you the current level you're at on the right hand side of the screen, and it's much easier to do this than trying to snap things into place freehand. Number 10. Different shipyards will sell different ships and different ship parts, so you may have to travel around to find the best bits that you want for your ship build. Number 11. If you need to level your ship builder skill by placing unique modules, a good way to do this is just to grab a random ship you own that you don't really care about, go to edit it, stick a new hab on it somewhere to give you loads of lovely little blue slots to stick things onto, and then just shove different items from the structural list of components onto your ship. Make sure you meet the minimum requirements for the ship to be able to sell save, and then you'll quickly get your skill leveled up. You can then go back in after saving the ship, delete those items, and put different ones on again to level it up further. Just remember they have to be unique modules, so you can't just keep building the same piece over and over again. Number 12. If you need to get ship kills in order to level your piloting or targeting control system skills, then you can use the UC Vanguard Ship Simulator to quickly do this. If you haven't used it before, it can be found in the UC Vanguard Mast building in New Atlantis, not far from the lodge. Talk to the commander to sign up to the Vanguard and go through the induction, which will include using the simulator. You can then use the elevator in this building to go back into the simulator whenever you like and keep killing ships to level your skills. There is also a computer console inside the simulator that you can hack once you've started the simulation, and it will give you power-ups whilst you fight, as well as being a good option to keep farming for lockpicking challenges. Number 13. If you're getting tired of slowly climbing up and down the many ladders in your ship, remember you can use your boost pack inside your ship to jump up these much more quickly. Number 14. If you're struggling to find a missing animal on a planet that you need to scan, chances are it's a species found in the sea. To find these, click around on the planet map at the edge of the ocean somewhere until you find a biome with coastal in the name. Land there and head in the direction the sea is meant to be, or use your map to find the big flat bit. There you will likely find one or several species that can only be found in the sea. Number 14. When you are scanning animals, remember that sea creatures and flying creatures especially can be scanned from much further away than anything else. Killing a creature will also count as scanning it, and leveling up the botany and zoology skills will reduce the number of scans you need on each species. Number 15. The percent shown on the planet map when you click on a biome is the amount of scan completion you have in that area. If it says 0% when you click on the ocean, this means there is an aquatic species that you'll have to locate at the coast. Don't be fooled by coastal areas that say 100%, as when you land at these, you normally have to walk from the biome you're landing in to the coastal area, and it will then update and you'll have things to scan on the coast. Number 16. If you get 100% scan data on a planet, that will increase your outpost productivity for all resources on that planet. Number 17. You can get easy 100% scan data by visiting gas giants and scanning them once from space. They don't give as much as richer planets, but you still get XP and some survey data from it, which can be sold. Number 18. Landmarks on a planet's surface that show as unknown can be scanned from any distance as long as you can see it. So make sure you scan these when you land, and you'll get some basic info about what is around your landing site. Number 19. When you have survey data to sell, make sure you go and sell it to Vladimir on the Eye, as he will give you the best price for it. You just need to ask him his bottom dialogue option, and you can then sell him the data. Number 20. The basement of the lodge in New Atlantis contains all the different workbenches in the game, and these, like all other workbenches you might find, will use your inventory and your ship's inventory when you use them. Number 21. Also to be found in the lodge is a safe in your bedroom with infinite storage capacity, as well as this box in the basement just behind the research bench, which also has infinite storage. Number 22. Whilst you are on a planet and encumbered, you are unable to fast travel. You can, however, fast travel directly to ground-based locations from your ship whilst encumbered. This is especially useful for accessing the infinite storage containers at the lodge. You can go to your ship, empty thousands of kg in supplies into your pockets, and then use the surface map or planet map to fast travel to the lodge, where you only have to crawl your way a short distance in order to deposit all of your goods into your safe. Keep in mind you can't do this in reverse, as trying to fast travel from the lodge back to your ship whilst encumbered will not work. You can just pick everything up though and slowly make your way back to your ship. You can't actually die from being encumbered. You will lose a load of health, but eventually it will just stop and you can just keep crawling along. Number 23. A small tip for moving whilst encumbered is that if you aim down the sights of your gun whilst walking, you'll move at a speed that won't drain any oxygen. This is handy if you're really encumbered and your O2 is going down very quickly, and it's just a bit easier than stop starting or trying to push the stick a small way in to try and avoid taking damage. Number 24. Whilst you're flying around up in space, you can actually get up and walk around your ship whenever you want, just like when you're on the ground or docked. Just hold down the same button that does it on the ground, which is B on controller, and you'll hop right up. Number 25. Gear marked as rare, epic, or legendary just means that it has 1, 2, or 3 traits on it. Gear levels that range from basic through calibrated, refined, advanced, and superior actually dictate the main stats. So an advanced gun with no perks, for instance, it's going to do tons more damage than a basic or even calibrated legendary version of the same gun. It's easy to get excited about legendary items, but make sure you're also looking at weapon level and especially gun damage, as this jumps up massively and will soon make some of your older legendary items no longer worth using. Number 26. You can turn your difficulty up and down whenever you like in Starfield, so if you're getting frustrated with a difficult encounter, then just knock it down temporarily until you've got through it. Or if you feel like you don't have enough of a challenge, you can turn it right up. Remember that higher difficulty settings will yield better loot. Number 27. If you go into your inventory and select either your spacesuits or your helmets, you can use the controls at the bottom of the screen to hide your character's suit or helmet when in a settlement or other breathable area. Number 28. Some doors and walls in the game can be broken down using your cutter or even using explosives. Some of these are very obvious, but there are also some less obvious ones around in the game, so don't be afraid to try and smash open a wall if it looks smashable. Numbers 29 and 30. If you sleep in any bed for an hour, you'll get 10% bonus to your XP, and this is increased to 15% if you're with a fully romanced companion. Sleeping in a bed will also heal you to full HP, so get in the habit of hopping in any bed you see on a regular basis. Number 31. You can sit and wait in pretty much any chair in the game. Waiting for 48 hours universal time will reset any vendor's inventory and credits, meaning that you can sell them more stuff or try and find the ammo or other items that you want to buy much more easily. Keep in mind that's universal, not local time, so some planets you may have to wait longer or shorter than that, but in space it will always be 48 hours. Number 32. If you visit any doctor, you can get them to remove any negative health status effects you might have, as well as healing you to full health. Number 33. When looking at your star map, the glowing dots are the systems you have visited, the not glowing ones are the ones you have not, and the red ones are ones you have not yet uncovered a route for and must visit systems on the way first, or even upgrade your grav drive for the higher level systems. Number 34. You can also move around the star map on controller by using the D-pad, which is much less painful than slowly dragging the screen around using the sticks. Number 35. When you scan a planet from space, you'll often see a selection of resources shown that can be found there. These are listed in rarity order from left to right, with no dots meaning common, 1 dot for uncommon, 2 dots for rare, 3 dots for exotic, and 4 dots for unique. In order to see these rarer resources from a planetary scan, you need to level up your scanning skill under the Science tab. Number 36. Around the world, you'll find special books that give you bonuses to your stats, and you can also find books that will give you minor quests just by reading them. So keep an eye out for any high value book you see, and don't be afraid to buy some from vendors. Number 37. When you're mining with your cutter tool, if you hold down the left trigger on controller or right mouse button on PC, it will charge up and be more powerful and mine things much more quickly. Number 38. A good tip to know about maneuvering your ship is that if you have level 1 of the piloting skill unlocked, then you can use your thrusters by holding RB on Xbox or space on PC, and these will allow you to make small refined movements with your ship without spinning all over the place. Number 39. When you're flying your ship, you'll see this little white area next to your speed, and this is basically the zone within which your ship will turn and maneuver most effectively. If you go faster than this and then try a sharp turn, then your ship will have to decelerate first before it gets down to this speed and can turn more quickly. Number 40. If you unlock level 1 of the targeting control system skill, you'll gain the ability to use targeting functionality in ship combat, allowing you to slow down time whilst you attack and also target specific ship modules so you can disable and board an enemy ship. Number 41. In order to board a neutralized ship that you've disabled the engines on, or just a space station, you just need to click on the target's icon from within 500 meters and you'll be given the option to dock. Number 42. As well as mining on foot, you can also mine small asteroids by shooting them with your ship and then collecting the loot that drops from them. Number 43. You can target planets and places of interest directly from your ship and fast travel to them. Open your scanner, click on them, and then travel to them without ever having to open your star map. Number 44. On every ship is a ship's locker in which you can store extra items, and it's also somewhere to look for on an enemy ship in order to find the best loot they're carrying. Number 45. When you change to a new home ship, all the cargo from your current ship will be transferred to the new one, even if it can't actually fit it in. So you can carry huge amounts of cargo in a smaller ship if you like, but you just won't be able to add new things in. Number 46. When you're roaming about on foot doing missions, it's really useful to keep using your scanner a lot, as this will highlight items you can pick up, bodies you can loot, and containers you can open and make them all a lot easier to find. Number 47. When you are researching a project or crafting something, including settlement modules, you can select and mark them as tracked. Then all of the resources you require for that project will now be clearly marked for you whenever you see them out in the world or available for purchase from a vendor. Number 48. If you're using missiles on your ship, it's often best just to leave one power on them and focus power on other things. More power doesn't make a huge amount of difference to them and is usually better spent elsewhere. Number 49. Any photos you take using the in-game photo feature found via your scanner can be used by the game as loading screens when you're playing that save. Number 50. And last but not least, don't forget there is a massive help section in the system menu that you can access at any time that gives you tons of information on all sorts of mechanics and controls within the game. So that's everything for today. Hopefully you found that video useful. If you did, then feel free to show your support by clicking like and subscribe. And why not check out one of my other many tips and guide videos that I've made covering all sorts of mechanics and features in Starfield. Thanks very much for watching. My name's Ben, we are the Beard Guys, and I'll see you next time.